Okay, our first episode starts with self improvement. And part of self improvement for me on my journey over the last 10 years has been reading self improvement books, business books, and daily devotionals. And I'm going to share some of those with you over the course of the next 30 minutes or so. But I've got to tell you, if you're not reading, you're really missing an opportunity to expand your perspective, grow financially, grow in your relationship with the Lord, and really just your overall well being. So let's get this podcast started. Okay, so 10 years ago, I started reading about 25 books a year. And I started at 25 bucks a year. I was finishing an MBA program that I'd gone through. And, at the end of it, of course, there's a lot of reading going on in that world. And I didn't read a lot the first time I went through college to get my bachelor's. And I thought, okay, now is the time to pick up the ball and run with it. I've got the wind behind my back. I've just done a ton of work in the MBA program. I finished it strong. Let me continue this growth because I feel good when I do that. So I started going down the wormhole of Seth Godin. I don't know if you've read any of his stuff, but Zig Ziglar, of course. So I actually started reading Zig when I was struggling in my sales career about 16 years ago. And there's one book that he has, and it's 101 Ways to Close a Deal. And if you're out there and you're young or older and you've been in sales for a while and you're having issues, I would say pick that book up. First off, it's godly based. And God is going to guide you in the right direction, always. That's a non-starter. But secondly, Zig has a nice spin on his personal experiences selling door to door that I promise you can apply to any sales scenario. So that's the first recommendation. Secondly, I slowly increased from 25 books a year to about 35 or 40 books a year over the last 5 years. And that really impacted the way that I looked at business in general. First off, it increased this hunger inside of me to start my own firm. It was a dream for the last 10 years. Actually 15 years now. I was in the corporate world. I was moving up the chain, and we'll talk about what that looks like later, but I was moving up the chain, but truthfully, I knew that I wanted to start a company. I knew that I wanted to impact my employees' lives positively. I knew that I had mastered a great skill in the industry that I was in, and I really wanted to share it not only with the employer that employed me at the time, but all of the folks that were in our industry. I feel like I had something special to give the industry in that current situation. I just couldn't do it, And that's something that we'll talk about, what it means to start a business, what that commitment looks like. When I was in the corporate world, even though I was reading 35, 40 books a year, I was making time to do that, but I was also working 55, 65 hours every week because I wanted to be the very best version of myself that I could be. And I felt that my employees at the time, I had about 32 people that reported to me, I felt like they deserved that as well, for me to be the very best version of myself so that I could help them move up and move into other places, master skills, and continue to grow their salaries, their bonuses, and most importantly, to live full, healthy lives. So we'll go to number 3. Okay, so the third thing that really impacted me when I started reading, and the 35 to 40 books has gone up and down over the last 4 years. My business has grown a lot, and from there, that's taken away some of the time that I was reading. Unfortunately, that's an excuse I like to use because I do find myself at times, scrolling on social media, looking on LinkedIn. We're always looking to hire the best in the industry, but I use that as an excuse to play on social media. I may sit down and watch Netflix. Those are time killers where you could be focused on something else. Now, I know everyone talks about recovery, and I think that recovery and rest is a great thing. However, as I like to put it, my wife, she hates it when I say this, but I feel like some people's entire lives are recovery. There's no pain, there's no hardship, there's no suffering. It's all just about rest and recovery. It's almost like they're on vacation every single day. And that's not what life is about. In my opinion, life is about hard work, dedication, discipline, and passion for a cause that you love. So let's continue on.